Let's get into the three best matches of the MLS weekend, and first, it's Inter Miami against the New England Revolution. Javier Mascherano left Inter Miami, and the Herons won their next two matches, both of them on the road against Rocky Mountain teams. Now, Guillermo Hoyos looks to do what Mascherano simply couldn't and get a victory at home in Inter Miami's new stadium. But it's not an easy opponent for Inter Miami. After a rough start to the season, the New England Revolution have run off 4 consecutive wins. I think this has flown a little under the radar because of the teams they've beaten. All 4 of the wins in that stretch have come against teams that sit in 9th place or below in the Eastern Conference, so this is a great opportunity for Carles Gil and company to prove that they're going to be a contender all year, not just against teams making up the numbers, but against teams that are potentially competing for silverware. Next, it's Toronto FC against Atlanta United. First, I'm a sucker for the time slot. I love an afternoon TFC game. To me, it's a bit of an MLS tradition, and I missed it in the first year of the Apple TV deal when all the matches took place at the same time. So it's good to have Toronto FC back on my screen. And when they've been on my screen, they've been an interesting team, a fun team that has a lot of weaknesses at the back, leading to a lot of goals conceded, but that also has some danger going forward. Don't believe me? Well, their last 2 matches were 3-3 draws, including a midweek stalemate with Philadelphia, in which TFC's goalkeeper came up and scored in the 96th minute. So you're going to have some chaos here, and it might come against an Atlanta United team that desperately needs something at least resembling fun. After a 2-1 loss to the New England Revolution, Tata Martino said that if it weren't for his history with the club having won MLS Cup in his last stint with Atlanta United, that he would probably be fired. And yeah, that's probably right. 1 win, 1 draw, 7 defeats so far for the Five Stripes. If they don't answer the bell in Toronto, that firing that Martino mentioned that he's so far avoided may be coming, even with his reputation. And finally, speaking of coaches potentially getting fired, it's Austin FC hosting the Houston Dynamo. As of this recording, Nico Estevez remains the manager of Austin FC, and it looks like he's going to get the opportunity to coach this Texas rivalry game against the Houston Dynamo. But so far this season, he's only been able to get 1 win, a little better than Atlanta United with 4 draws and 4 defeats, but the last loss was a 5-1 defeat to the San Jose Earthquakes. They also were bounced from the US Open Cup, and things are just simply not going well for Austin, especially when you look at the budget of this team. They've spent on players, they had an active offseason, and the hope was that this team would not just be trying to get into the playoffs or scraping by, but even competing for the top of the Western Conference. Instead, as the rival Dynamo visit, they're in big trouble, but the Dynamo don't look that much better. They made a couple splashes in the offseason, bringing in a couple players from Brazil, Matias Bogas from Cruz Azul, and yet the results haven't really been there. At least they haven't until the last 2 matches, when the Dynamo were able to grind out 1-0 victories against Orlando City and San Diego FC. Which MLS match are you looking forward to most this weekend? Let me know in the comments, and make sure you follow me for more on everything going on in Major League Soccer and throughout the entire CONCACAF region.